Well, I think after 40 years, I think the funniest question I still get is, do you travel with the team? We don't see sunlight. It doesn't matter what time it is, that's our job.
And then what do you think the hardest part of the job is?
Just making sure we have everything. Like, there's so much stuff.
We don't ever sleep. I wake up in the morning and I hate myself. Stay in school, kids, you don't want this job.
You're just going to start off with your full name and your title.
Brad Lukow, Assistant Equipment Manager.
Now, how did you get started in the scene?
Stupidly, I drove a Zamboni at the practice rink for like 5 years. Then I started working game nights, and now I've been here 16 years.
And then, so you just were with the Avs the whole time, or did you go through a different system?
Nope, I've been with the Avs the whole time.
You're just going to look at me the whole time also. You don't have to look at me.
No, I'm gonna keep looking back and forth. I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
And then what are your main duties as an assistant equipment manager?
Socks and jocks.
That's it?
No, I do the laundry mostly, visors, repair the socks for game day, pack the tape for the road, just laundry basically.
Spielberg here. Can you put this to the Jurassic Park music in your video? I think that'd be sick.
All right, you're just going to start off with your full name and your title.
Donnie White, Assistant Equipment Manager.
All right, and then how did you get started in the scene?
Back, I want to say I was like 16 years old. One of my buddies back home, Brian Hackney, was helping out with the IHL team, Cincinnati Cyclones, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then they moved downtown, and the Cincinnati Mighty Ducks moved into the arena that I lived close to. And so I just went there every day and started helping out, and then just evolved, and now I'm here.
How long have you been with the Avalanche?
It's my 4th year here.
And then where were you before with the Avalanche?
I was 10 years in Charlotte with the Charlotte Checkers, and then 2 years with the Dallas Stars, and then another year with the Charlotte Checkers. And then before that, 2 years with the Mississippi Seawolves in the East Coast League, and then 1 year with the Houston Aeros in the American League, and then like 5 years, 6 years or so in Cincinnati with the Mighty Ducks.
And then
yeah, exactly.
a lot. What are your main duties? Like, what's your overarching job?
Sharpening skates, ordering skates, keep making sure all the players have whatever they need. All kinds of stuff. I don't know. I don't really know to name them all. Like, it's ridiculous.
You haven't said a word, eh?
No.
Why is he so quiet?
I don't know why he's so quiet. He's usually this quiet.
Don't stop.
I'm cold.
Stop pretending.
Pretending what?
Cameras.
No. Quit looking at the camera. You're not supposed to know it's there.
You're always having fun.
No, I'm freezing.
So we're just going to start with just your full name and title.
Okay, JC Eyrig, Head Equipment Manager, Colorado Avalanche.
And then how did you get started in the scene? Like, that's kind of always a question I always wondered about everyone who's in part of this.
Yeah.
What was your first step?
I started as a game night assistant in 1981 in Rochester. Became the head equipment manager there in 86. Left there in 91, and the trail continues.
How does being the head equipment manager differentiate from like the assistants? Like, what other duties do you have?
I mean, the sad thing is that at this position you do less of what you enjoy, right? So you're doing more ordering, more meetings, more, redesigning locker rooms or working with charity, or you're not doing the day-to-day in the locker room stuff as much as that's why you got into it in the first place. So.
What does that entail? Like, what are your main duties that you do day-to-day?
Sharpening, repair, mainly ordering, getting the stuff from point A to point B, making sure the players have what they need. Well, I think after 40 years, I think the funniest question I still get is, do you travel with the team? I guess the equipment ferries show up and it all shows up and they all just play hockey, but it's all the hours spent. We don't see sunlight fly in, go to a rink, hang. Doesn't matter what time it is, that's our job, but there's not a lot of sleep involved in that.
The big thing is people don't realize how much work goes into putting that game on the ice. From moving the gear on the road to setting the room up every day to making sure that everybody's needs are taken care of. There's, 23 guys and 3 of us. Nate wants his visor cleaned every period. Same thing with Miles Wood. Mikko changes gloves whenever he feels like it, but Ross Colton does it at the 10-minute mark. Same with Johansson and that kind of stuff, and just being ready for when somebody needs something.
Well, I always make sure that there's a puck standing straight up that Georgie can hit when he comes onto the ice. Taser always slam a water bottle on the boards, and then he sprays somebody that's on the bench, and it just gives them like a little squirt with a water bottle, and then if we win, then we do the same exact, like he does the same person or whatever, like squirts the same person, and if we don't, we change it up.
I mean, it's different strokes for different folks. Everyone in there is an elite hockey player. I mean, there's only been 8,000 of them in the history of the National Hockey League, so everyone is different, and you just try to adapt as they come in and they leave, and I mean, it's just a learning curve every day.
Last question for your assistants. What can you say about them? Just kind of.
No, they do a good. They do a great job. They keep the atmosphere really light in the room, which is, I think, really important. And whenever we need something, they're all in.
You got to be willing to miss family events. You got to be committed to this job as much as you possibly can, because it's not a job; it's a lifestyle. Also, don't do it, stay in school, go to college.
I've actually answered this question before in an interview in Carolina there was a guy in Charlotte. All I said was stay in school.
All right.
Sorry. No, I'm serious.